Hello everybody, welcome back to Survival Challenge with Chunk TVG. Right, we've moved on to September as per the last episode. I've just tidying up like the little scraps of wood. I thought we'd just clear them. They were on the field that we're going to plant in, but we might just get rid of them. For a few £100 or something. I can't imagine it being anything drastic. Just drive that in there. 800. In essence, that has bought us a bag of lime. Even though we're not gonna lime, obviously we're looking into. I mean, I don't want to be sort of tearing trees left, right, and centre yet. So I'll only be quite sparing with the trees. So we're sort of keeping it as survival as possible. But what we are going to do now is start planting the sugar beet, which is going to be going in. We need to buy the planter, the fertilizer spreader. So plant a fertilizer spreader, seed, fertilizer, and we're going to buy a little trailer just to put it all in, or help us try put it all in anyway. Let's put the back up on the truck now. I think it's only ever been up when I bought it. So we're going to head off to the shop. So I'll see you there. Here we are at the store. Right, what we need is, first and foremost, planters right at the end. The little 2R100 DG classic 2-row planter. It's going to take a little bit of a while. It's 2 meters wide actually, so it won't take us, hopefully it won't take us as long as the ploughing. Maybe it's a bit slower though, so we don't know. But that's bought. I mean, to be fair, sort of going down the line, something like that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? But we've got that at the minute and we're happy with that. We also need sprayers, which everybody knows which one it's going to be. It's completely standard. Right, going back in trailers. Right at the end of there's a new one was come out. Wooden car trailer. That will help. And we need seeds and fertilizer. So if we buy that first, and seeds. Right. We didn't buy the seeds, did we? I don't have enough money. Oh, I clearly do. Hold on. Wrong menu. Also, actually, what am I doing? Of course, it's only 3 bags. Yes. Okay. So again, we've not got a lot of money. So what we're going to do is put everything in the truck where it needs to be. If you're watching this, and then I've got super strength and I've just dropped it, but the store are actually really helpful and have got their equipment to help me put this in the back of the truck, Wink, wink. Actually, I'm just trying to see if set this out. So anyway, we can get this in the back of the truck. Oh, I've dropped it. I've broke it already. I know it's not uber realistic watching me super strength everything around, but the challenge is the money, not the strength. Come on, I can get this in. Right, no we can't. Right, so put that there. We'll get the IBC. In hindsight, did we need the trailer? Probably not now. I should have really thought, but I think it'll come in useful definitely. Right. I will come back for the rest. So we'll get this dropped off. This episode I think is going to be quite heavy time lapse, because what I'm going to do is first fertilise the land we've got. Because I've ploughed it in, it will only take one fertilising run and it should be fully fertilised. Then we'll seed, and then that should just now then be waiting until it to grow. So the plan is we need to get around 26 to 27,000 pounds worth in trees just to get the next part done, which is definitely doable. It's definitely doable, but it will mean sort of skipping potentially a few months. So what I'll probably do is sort of skip the winter months, maybe. We'll see. Obviously, dependent how it goes and things like that. But yeah, we there's going to be, obviously with no contracts, not a lot in. I mean, I've got hundreds of trees there. I'm not worried in regards to money, but I just don't want to cut them all yet. So obviously there's going to be more things we want to do. So I want to obviously try and use the trees to a point where I'm just using them to cut fields basically. Right, so I think what we're going to do is shut that engine off, jump back in here. You know what, honestly, this little, I'd say it's tractor, it's looking more like a toy, but it's been phenomenal. Right, hopefully it does the seeding as well as it's done the ploughing. I can't imagine it not, to be honest, but so 1,000 litres. What I'm going to do is drop some fertilizer here. Let's move over a bit. There's going to be a bit of crossover, unfortunately. That's just the nature of the beast, but I honestly can't see this using too much. I think, yes, it's come at quite expense, at like £3,500 for 2,500 litres, but I think it's going to be more than worth it in the long run. So we're basically going to get this done for about 20%, so maybe 200 litres. As you can slightly see the ground getting darker where I've been, so we'll come back down and then top everything up. Just get it turned off. Obviously we don't want to be wasting it. You can see, like, looking down the run there, what has and hasn't been done. Just line up a bit. Just there's going to be a bit of overlap. Maybe I'm probably overlapping a little bit too much, to be fair, but again, it's not necessarily going to hurt. I'll just fly at once one. That's probably wasting a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, as it stands, this is going to last a really long time. Obviously, I'm going to have to do it twice going forward, but this is going to be fully fertilised now, so I haven't got to touch it again till the next harvest. That IBC on this little stretch of a field is going to last probably 4 harvests. So right, let's have a look into the map. Little field there. Doesn't look like much, but I think it's gonna help. It's definitely gonna get like a big amount. So it's got that speckled effect because obviously the grass, and then you've got the stones. So right, I'll run up that last little bit there. Don't want to crash into my lovely home. So I'll fly up, sort of in line with where the number 36 is on the minimap. Either the minimap is going to stop helping, I'm not going to lie. So I kind of, to be fair, I probably could get rid of it. Let's be honest, I sort of know where to sell wood, and I know where the store is, which is pretty much all I need at the minute. Let's do it from here, just to make sure we're covered. Obviously, stone pickers is what's going to be needed down the line. I was going to look into like lime production, but I don't know. Maybe could put it sort of on the end here or something like that. Right. As far as I'm aware, that is done. So it's not too bad. Right, so plan of action now is hopefully this land won't need herbicide because it's just been ploughed. So fingers crossed. If needs to, we can cut a tree, we can get the herbicide, we can empty this, not a problem. So the plan now is we're going to go and seed, or actually it's not seed, it's planting, isn't it? So I'm going to jump into a time lapse now of just getting to the store, picking up everything else we've got left, and starting on the planting. So I will see you when it's finished. See you soon. And we're back. We're just finishing up the last few like drips and drabs of the field. In all honesty, this has flew by. I think it's about 20 minutes, roughly. So not long at all. It's been brilliant. The seed consumption is like shockingly low. I think I've filled up once. So I think we're done. Let's have a quick look. I can't see any bits missed there, so I'm completely happy with that. Which is sort of took a lot less time than I thought. What I'm actually going to do, I think what we need to do now is look at like a little homestead, so something like not just a storage place, but like a little place we could sort of call a yard. So I think that's what we're going to concentrate on for the rest of this episode. Yeah, because it's sort of turning into a little bit of a rabble. So we've got no money whatsoever at the minute, but we can look into that. So let's have a look at what we've got. Construction, sheds, cheap is the order of the day. And you got 2,000, not really anything which is sort of fantastic at the minute. That'd be massive actually. Might be a bit too big. Which is a shame because the money, like the cost of it is phenomenal. So 1,000 is too small. 500 too small. 4,000 is massive. Look like a happy medium. That's what we need. Got a lot of sheds. I think we're back to the actual proper ones now. Yeah, that's a bit. $3,000. I still think that actually might work, but I could do. So if we put that here, it might actually still be a little bit too big, you know. Might be better. Not fantastic, but like I said, this is mainly going to be like a field area, so this could be just a little place to store stuff. So I think that's what we'll probably be looking at. Because the other 2,000s are tiny, but that serves a bit of a purpose. 6,000, but and you got to ridiculously price stuff. I mean, to be fair, 6,000, that's a bargain. Look at the size of it, and that 4,000 even, superb. But it's just a bit too much for us at the minute. Right. So, field is planted. We need to cut more grass. Cut more trees. And I think, because that planter and the plough sort of works completely superbly, I think we could be cutting another field in. Maybe. So I'm thinking about sort of clearing these trees. all the way up here and making like a shorter field, but a bit wider. I don't know yet. We need to have a proper think. So let's pretty much just get cutting down some trees. Cut these trees, like I say, cut a few down, get them sold off, then see where we are. We haven't got to worry about the harvester. The harvester's 8,000. We'll need a tractor and a front loader, or a front loader, to lift and move the sugar beet when it's been harvested, because he puts it on the floor. And then we'll need a trailer. So we've got a little bit of money to actually. It's a bit low. Let's see. I don't want to cut it too low because I won't be able to remove the stumps. Then it's going to cost us more money down the line to get the stumps removed, which we don't want. So we've got a little bit to be thinking about. I need to try and find. My big one obviously is if we move into grain crop, it'd be a harvester. So we really need to look into a cheap harvester. So if there's anybody listening at the time this goes out, I may have found one by the time, obviously. So I'm going to record 3 or 4 or 2 or 3 at a time to just to keep ahead of the curve. But if anybody knows of any like reputable mod companies who obviously help the modder, not just let any rip-offs go on there, if you kindly let me know, and we can look at finding some hopefully older, cheaper equipment like we've got so far. So I think if we cut down these last few, just make it like a little bit of a clearing. Oh, come on. There we go, that's what we wanted. That's not going to be much at all. And you're going to cut the telegraph or the electrical pole down then. So we'll get rid of these last few trees now. I think what I'll do, we'll jump off camera. I think what I want to do is sort of do is what we can. Speed the time up to 15. Like I say, time isn't a problem at the moment. If anything, we've got a little bit too much time on our hands. So speed the time up, see what happens. I've got plenty of time to make the money we need to move with the next time. All it is really, I think more so, is just planning now where fields are going to be. In regards to obviously like silos and such at the minute, there's not a lot we can do. In all honesty, I think, does that make a bit of a clearing? Oh, there's just this one. If we get rid of this one, then we've got like a perfect little run. Because I think if we put the tree, sorry, the tree, I'm thinking if we run a field quite wide to the edge of the trees, I'll leave that one there for now. So say run it up to the edge of the tree line, about here. Right across and down. So again, it's going to be quite a long field. Be a bit wider, so it's going to take longer to cut out. All the way down here. And especially if we can get a cheap harvester, something to get us ticking over, we could get like a fairly big soybean harvesting. It does probably mean that we're going to have to sell it straight off, not at its best price. But it is money and we need money coming in. So I'm thinking if we go straight down here. And then actually, we've got sort of two options, I think. Well, actually, no, that I'm definitely cutting that field in, but I don't think it's going to be the next big project we have. I was sort of thinking about this before, and we have got a bit of land at the top. Our land runs up to about here, I think, just before the river, and then out to about here, I think. Right, if we leave a bit of space at the end of that run, because that's easy enough to like fix if we put stuff in here. But I'm thinking greenhouses, just stick them to sell, just sell. Especially if we put them here, the water's here. Hopefully we can get the water out of there. I should think it'd be a problem, but I think that is probably the target over the next sort of few in-game days, is to get up a bit of a shed and get the greenhouses up and running. I think that is a sort of realistic goal. Then we can look at obviously getting everything ready for the harvest. So again, there's a few different options we've got there. Something to look into. Maybe, to be fair, if obviously on the prices of when they're ready, the sugar beet, is potentially storing them just for a little bit, maybe. It's just a lot we've got to have to work out. It's going to be fun working it all out. So what I'm going to do now is just disappear and cut these trees, and I will see ya shortly. Hello everybody, we're back. It's been a bit of time between me from the last part to now, and you see it's a lot later in the day and the money has shot up. So we've actually done a bit of cutting of trees. Initially I thought that may be enough, but I'm not too sure. We've got a few more left to cut. So maybe more so the space, actually, because I'm thinking about putting in a field down here. So maybe we're cutting out a few more trees just for this field. So cause there's no grass around here really, so we might as well get it up and do something with it. Pardon the pun. So yeah, we need ways now to start making money. We've got the beets planted, and we have got a harvest to do, so we need something to pick the beets off the floor with, somewhere obviously to transport them. So we've got a lot to do. I mean, we've got 19,000, so we've got a fair whack of money, but I'm looking at using it elsewhere than buying equipment, which is not necessarily going to be used at the moment. So what I'm going to do is end the episode here, where we are. I will jump back in, and it will be really November when we're back. November might be a very short month. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. So I'll see you soon. Bye.